So, just last week, Google took the AI market by storm. And when I say they took it by storm, like they completely changed a lot of things. They released new AI features, new features for Android, and even features that are built on the existing Gemini app, which they've already built. Features that are better than OpenAI's app, AI, and even a lot of more interesting features. But I've zeroed them down to the 5 best features I think you should know about, and I think you should start implementing right now. So first of all, we'll start with Project Astra. You see, Gemini has been built. It was bad. It was called bad before. Then it now changed to Gemini. But you see, there's one good feature about Gemini they've now started doing, which is called Project Astra. They are now making sure that Gemini can now interact with the environment. That is, it has access to your camera. If you talk to it, it responds back while using your cameras as its own vision, and then your speakers as its own way of listening and talking back to you at the same time, which is really, really amazing. So you can ask it question on anything before you, as long as your camera is on and as long as you have internet connection, it will actually be responding back to you with immediate effect. And there are many other examples I think it will be great for you to actually take a look at. Then they released Veo. You see, Veo is just like Sora, which OpenAI released a few months ago. Sora is a way whereby it's a AI whereby you can generate videos using text, which is really, really great. But Google, at that point, they didn't actually release anything now. But in this their new event, they actually released Veo. You see, Veo is a text to video AI, but not just text to video. You can actually generate a 1080p video from text, from pictures, and even from videos, which is really, really, really crazy, and it's more like something that very, very difficult to comprehend. And not just that they are just doing all those ones to add by side by side. There are a lot of things that Google actually did that I would say that they're also really, really great. Take for example, if they are now adding Gemini to the search, whereby rather than you just searching for a normal thing and then you get a lot of queries online, now since it's going to be AI generated, that is based on the information online already, Gemini will actually able to generate what is actually relevant to you. So you see that at the top first, then you can see other queries below it, which is really, really, really important. And they are now giving more details to your search, whereby you can now search with videos, you can search with audio, you can search with text, and you can search with pictures. Any way you want to search. And you can also see that the searching with pictures is one that we've seen on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, whereby that was where Google actually started planning it from. Though they made it then, but they haven't introduced it to the world like fully then. But now they've introduced it to us now. So it's something that you can actually now do on your own smartphone as long as you've updated it, and then you get the major features you actually want to get. And the part I like the most is the fact that the given search, the given ability for you to be able to search with video or with picture is one I would not like to see more of, because it's, take for example, the way it was advertised on the Samsung Galaxy S24 was that if you want to search for something like with immediate effect, like you are taking a picture or something, you're like, you want to see how much this thing, or is this available, is this thing in stock, what is it like, what is it made of, you can just actually just make up, since you just click on your own button, Gemini will come up over across the screen, then you capture what you want to take, and then immediately you've gotten your result. But that's just the beginning of what Google actually released in the program. Actually, they actually released Gemini Live. You see, Gemini Live is whereby Gemini, the same Gemini we've talked about earlier, whereby Gemini will be able to understand you in a much more better way. That is, it's going to answer you naturally. I've tested Gemini app, it is really, really superb. Be able to answer you naturally, and even while it is talking, you'll be able to interrupt it, and then it will actually be able to understand you. It will actually be able to blend in naturally. Stop, and if you stop while you are talking, the moment you continue asking something, it actually understands. You don't have to go back to the previous thing and then start to explain from there again. You don't have to do that. It actually understands. And they are bringing the video understanding capabilities which they released in Project Astra, which I said earlier. They are now bringing it into the Gemini app, which is already available on Play Store if you want to download it. The Gemini app is already available, so I think you guys should actually try it out. It is actually really, really crazy. And if we were to be honest, the way I'm going to use Gemini is going to be different from the way you will use Gemini. But how can you actually control something like that? Well, they release something called Gems, whereby you can actually now customize your Gemini based on how you want it, based on your own taste and how you think it should be right for you. You can customize it based on the type of searches you want to be taking, and just customize it based on what you feel like should be to your own taste. which is really, really, I'll say, dope. And when they were rounding it up, they were three things they said they were bringing to Android, which is the fifth point. There are three things they are bringing to Android to make sure that your Android is now on full capabilities, even if you haven't upgraded to the Gemini apps which have been released earlier. First of all, they are bringing AI-powered search, which I've said earlier through the project Astra. Second, they are replacing your Google Assistant with Gemini, which is already here already. I've tried it. It's really, really crazy. They are replacing your Google Assistant with Gemini, which is good. And three, you are now going to have an on-device AI, which can connect with everything, your network, your search, your emails, your YouTube videos, everything. Gemini can now connect with everything while still keeping your information private and secured, so it doesn't get leaked to anyone. And also bringing up extra crazy features, that is, they are making sure that you can now integrate your Gemini with other apps. And if you are wondering how many times AI was said in the event, well, I think it's time for you to know.
I have a feeling that someone out there might be counting how many times we have mentioned AI today. And since the big theme today has been letting Google do the work for you, we went ahead and counted so that you don't have to. That might be a record in how many times someone has said AI.